What's going on, everybody? Pretty close to another week of football in the books. We're looking at week 4 pretty close to in the books right now. I'm just wrapping up the afternoon slate. The Sunday night football game is still to come on. That game will be the Seattle Seahawks against the Minnesota Vikings. Should be a really good game. You know, if the Vikings come up, but you're probably going to be watching this Sunday night, Monday evening. If you're new to the channel, what I'm going to start doing is wrapping up the afternoon games, kind of giving Sunday night football a little bit of time to marinate. Then I'm going to be probably making another video Monday or Tuesday, just kind of wrapping everything up for the week, and then uploading another video later on in the week. For seeing the next couple of games coming on that coming Sunday, if that makes sense. But if you're new to the channel, my name is Lawrence, a.k.a. Law, and this is The Catch, where we catch you guys up on all of the weekly news going on around in the NFL and sports in general. This week of football, man, it was pretty crazy. As you can tell, I'm decked out in my Dallas Cowboys stuff, so a little heartbroken. We'll get into that a little bit later on in the video, but some really good stuff. The Raiders, Las Vegas. The Las Vegas Raiders over the Chiefs was a really great game. I got a chance to sit down and watch that. The Pittsburgh Steelers did handle business and take care of the Philadelphia Eagles. But those are just a couple of things that I wanted to touch on that I will be getting into in the rest of the video. But if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for coming by. Let's get right into it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's been a little while. I took a little bit of hiatus, took a little bit of time off, trying to figure out what I wanted to do, how I wanted to provide you guys my content. I've been getting a lot of my dang phone twice already. Probably Twitter going off about something about Dak and the Dallas Cowboys and some other BS, I would imagine. But yeah, guys, took a little bit of a break. Like I said, trying to figure out how I want to give you guys my content. YouTube has been treating me really well. I feel like I haven't been getting a whole lot of feedback on some of my other social medias. TikTok is a really big thing, so I'm going to start hitting the TikTok really hard, over the next several years, or however long TikTok is going to be available for us. One minute I hear it's going to be taken down, the next minute I hear, it's going to be all right. Continue to upload your videos and everything. So, like I said, guys, just took a little bit of a time off to kind of gather how I wanted to give you guys my content. But if you're here, man, and that's all I'm really happy about. As I told you guys at the beginning of the video, we're just now wrapping up. I probably said week 4. This is week 5 of the NFL, and it's been it was a pretty crazy day. The noon slate had the Eagles at the Steelers. Steelers did end up taking care of business, 38-29. Chase Claypool, 7 catches, 110 yards for 4 touchdowns, guys. He did run in a touchdown, totaling 4 on the day. But, guys, the Pittsburgh Steelers are definitely something that I really think are going to be a really great team moving forward. Their defense overall, super stout. TJ Watt, was his birthday today. He did go down with a little bit of injury at one point during the game, but I believe he was able to return. But overall, guys, that defense is just nothing to play around with, and that offense is looking a whole lot more steady every week that they play. Ben Roethlisberger playing really great football. James Conner running the ball very well. They've got a really good tandem going on there with Benny Snell. I believe they got McFarland into the mix a little bit today also. So just overall, and one thing that I noticed really watching this game is the Pittsburgh Steelers can hit you from every area. Vance McDonald, a tight end, James Washington, the Stanford, Texas kid, really going out there and balling out. Chase Claypool, the rookie that they got from Notre Dame this year, just absolutely balling out. And then you can't forget about Juju Smith-Schuster, the other guy on the outside. So just overall, the Pittsburgh Steelers are definitely going to be something that, they're a sneaky favorite, I could say. And I really don't even want to say sneaky, because at the end of the day, these guys are, still undefeated, I believe. still undefeated, I believe. And so it's just a situation where, I mean, these guys can continue to put things together, but they look really good right now. Their defense looks really good. Their offense is really coming together. They got one of the best coaches in the NFL coaching them. I'm really high on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that they can give the Baltimore Ravens a really big run for the money for their money in the AFC North. And I mean, it's not even close. I mean, you think about the talent that's behind them. Yeah, the Cleveland Browns, who I'll get into here in a little bit, they looked really good today. But the Cincinnati Bengals, who the Ravens took down today, I mean, there's really no big competition for the Pittsburgh Steelers other than the Ravens. And I say not real big, but they're one of the biggest in the AFC, and the Baltimore Ravens. But I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, that they really have got everything that that you need to be able to take down a top contender like that, in my opinion. So just overall, extremely, extremely high on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, moving forward, guys, look at me, man. Look at this. I haven't even been talking for, what does the time say, 6 minutes now. I'm already parched. But overall, guys, I really think that the Pittsburgh Steelers did a really good job today. They almost kind of let it slip. Carson Wentz and the boys, they really did fight back. Their defense was fighting also. But ultimately, like I said, guys, Steelers ended up pulling it out 38-29. Moving on to the next game on the slate, Rams at the Redskins. The Rams just overall took care of business. But the big storyline in this one, guys, is Kyle Allen, who actually during the week, if you guys weren't paying attention, Haskins was actually benched for the Washington football team. I'm saying the Redskins, guys. You guys got to give me a little bit. But the Washington football team did bench Haskins. Ended up deciding on playing Kyle Allen, who was previously a Carolina Panther. And if you guys don't know, they did get Ron Rivera in the offseason. So whether he brought them in, whether it was his choice or not, Ron Rivera to bring Kyle Allen in. Kyle Allen did start this game. It didn't get very far into it. First or second quarter, Kyle Allen took a pretty good shot from Jalen Ramsey and was taken out of the game. And Alex Smith, a guy who's coming off one of probably the most gruesome injuries we've probably ever seen somebody come back from. If you guys have not seen the 30 for 30 on that, I highly, highly suggest it. This guy broke both major bones in his body, caught a terrible infection, not once, but I believe multiple times caught this infection, was fighting for his life at one point. The doctors were going back and forth about whether they should let him keep the leg, whether they shouldn't. I'm probably getting way too far into this, but guys, he did come back and played another game in the NFL, and that's probably something. I'm 26. I hope that is never something that I see again in my life. I did watch the game where he went down. Absolutely devastating, and especially when you're talking about a guy like Alex Smith, who's a guy that's highly, highly respected, around the league. It's just crazy to see him. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his family. But unfortunately, they did get handled today by the Los Angeles Rams, 30-10. But prayers and high respect up to Alex Smith. Way to fight back. And waited to get in there, man. Took a few sacks, made a few plays, but just fell short. But I'm happy to see the guy back. I'm happy to see him living out his dream. Why he wants to come back, I really don't know. He's a veteran in this league. He's a guy that has proved that he can be a very solid quarterback. He was very successful with the San Francisco 49ers, very successful with the Kansas City Chiefs. But I mean, the guy just got a chip on his shoulder, and he feels like he's got much more to prove. And I'm right here with him, supporting him all the way. Moving on, like I said, I just mentioned the Kansas City Chiefs, but the Raiders and the Chiefs duked it out today in a really, really good game, guys. But overall, I want to keep saying Oakland, but the Las Vegas Raiders, 40-32, they did end up upsetting the previous Super Bowl champs in the Kansas City Chiefs. My biggest thing right now, guys, and this is definitely something that I wanted to get into heavy, is these Raiders, man. I'm still scratching my head about them. Who are they? How good of a quarterback is Derek Carr? How good of a running back is Brandon Jacobs? How good is this offensive line? This defense is looking better week in and week out. And that's exactly where I'm at, guys, is where are these? My first question here in my notes is, who are they? What are they these Las Vegas Raiders? I'm stumbling all over myself. Who are these Las Vegas Raiders? Dude, that is a tongue twister. That is a tongue twister. But their only losses on the season, guys, is they lost to the Bills, who are 4-0. They lost to the Patriots, who, if Cam Newton wouldn't have been hurt, could be 3-1, but they're sitting at 2-2 right now. Who are these guys? They even beat the Saints. Derek Carr is playing really well. I see him making several throws, fitting them in really tight windows. And they're next up. And this is really going to answer my question, I feel like, for me, is who are they? Their next 3 games is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by Tom Brady, the Cleveland Browns, who are coming off a really big win today, and the Los Angeles Chargers, guys. So my question is who are the Las Vegas Raiders? What are they? How good could they be? I watch them play, and I think that they can be really good. They're very balanced. Their offensive line is really good. Derek Carr is playing phenomenal right now, and without a whole bunch of weapons. I mean, Darren Waller has been great. Henry Ruggs, the rookie out of Alabama, looks really, really good. Hunter Renfrow, I mean, the wide receiver out of Clemson is looking really, really good. But this guy's just making plays, getting everybody the ball, and just making plays overall. So it leaves me wondering, how good can they be? Like I said, they lost to the Bills and they lost to the Patriots, but they beat the Saints and they beat the Kansas City Chiefs, guys. And they beat the Kansas City Chiefs at home. At home, guys. So how good can the Las Vegas Raiders be? That is my ultimate question, and I'm super, super high on them, guys. I mean, they look really good. They look really, really good, and I'm excited to see them moving forward. Like I said, the next 3 games, Buccaneers, Browns, Chargers, that's going to let us know exactly who they are. I definitely see 2 out of 3 wins right there. I think maybe the Buccaneers give them a run for their money. The Browns really might give them a run for their money, but the Chargers, they're kind of up and down. Justin Herbert looks really good. So it's just a situation where we're going to have to wait and see, guys. We're going to have to wait and see. But John Gruden has these boys fighting, and looking extremely good all at the same time. So I'm excited about these Las Vegas Raiders, guys. Keeping it moving here. Ravens over the Bengals 27-3. What did we expect, guys? Joe Burrow, unfortunately, did struggle today. I mean, he looked like a rookie today, throwing interceptions, fumbling the ball. The wide receivers and the blocking really didn't help him today, but the Ravens just got all over him. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this because the Ravens did exactly what we were expecting to think. They whooped their ass, guys. They whooped their ass, and that's okay. The Ravens 27-3 over the Cincinnati Bengals. Another really good game that I thought, maybe I'd kind of see where this team was, because they've lost a couple of really close games, games that I thought that they should have won. But I'm talking about the Arizona Cardinals taking on the New York Jets. The Jets have had their struggles, guys. Is it Adam Gase? Is it Sam Darnold? Is it both? Do they both suck? Does one of them suck? Who really knows? All I know is that Adam Gase has the resume showing you how bad he sucks. He sucked in Miami. He's sucking at the Jets. Sam Darnold has only been in the league for a couple of years, so we really don't know. Is it Gase? Is it Sam Darnold? Is it the entire organization? I don't really know, guys. I don't really know. But what I do know about is that Kyler Murray and Deandre Hopkins bounced back in a really big way today. Kyler Murray, 27 of 37, 380 yards, passing for a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 6 catches, 131 yards and a touchdown, guys. They looked good. It's not speaking a whole bunch about it, just because we both know that the New York Jets, they've struggled. But the Arizona Cardinals, they came in, handled business, guys. Exactly how I hoped that they would. I had Kyler Murray in a couple of my in my fantasy leagues, and he popped off for me, 25 plus points. I really can't be mad at that. But they definitely handled business today. Houston Texans took on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Guys, Texans 30-14. Guys, this organization that we call the Houston Texans is a mess right now. Bill O'Brien was fired during the week. Romeo Crennel, I believe is his name, took over as head coach today. What do you expect in a situation like that? How long do you have to prepare? How long does it take for you to adjust? But they were able to go into this thing and seal the deal 30-14. One of the biggest things that stuck out to me, though, was Desean Watson. I mean, they really need to get the kid some help on the offensive line. The kid is constantly running for his life. Getting hit, getting pressured, and I've never played quarterback in the NFL, and I'm far from it. But if I ever did, that's the last two things that I would want, is to be having to run for my life and feeling pressure breathing down my neck every time I had to throw the ball, guys. Brandon Cooks finally came on the scene in Houston. 8 catches for 161 yards and 1 touchdown. Desean Watson, like I said, 25 of 35 for 359 yards. And David Johnson came in and did his thing on the ground, 17 carries for 96 yards. But ultimately, Texans over the Jags. It was definitely a good game. Another thing I wanted to highlight was this next game that I'm about to be talking about, which is one of the last games to wrap up in the afternoon slate. But these Atlanta Falcons took on the Carolina Panthers, and Panthers put it to them, guys, 23-16. Now, here's my thing. As you can see me repping the Dallas Cowboys. I got the 4 in the background here. I would much rather root for these Dallas Cowboys, struggling or not struggling, than I would these Atlanta Falcons, guys. Matt Ryan struggled all game long, guys. I know that Julio Jones is injured right now, but Todd Gurley was able to have himself a game. If it wasn't for him, it would have been a whole lot worse of a game score-wise than we're seeing right now. Ultimately, a loss is a loss. We've seen these guys ruin leads time and time again, but the Carolina Panthers were in full control of this one, guys. So my question is, just like with the Las Vegas Raiders, is who are these Atlanta Falcons? And what are they? Who are they? Year in and year out, I personally think that this team is going to be good, because you have to be good in order to be competitive in the division that they're in. And that's the NFC South. We're talking about getting beat by the Carolina Panthers, who should be in last place in your division. We're talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who with Tom Brady have looked like a totally different football team, even though they did lose to Nick Foles and the Bears on Thursday. But guys, the New Orleans Saints, all the teams I just mentioned, you got to score points. You got to score a lot of points in order to win those ball games. And guys, 16 points just isn't going to do it. When you got a running back like Todd Gurley, when you got a high caliber tight end and Hayden Hurst, who can be a guy who could be electrifying for you. When you got a wide receiver like Calvin Ridley, guys, this team overall, I know that their defense is depleted with injuries. But Dan Quinn, you had your team in the Super Bowl 3 or 4 years ago. I don't even remember, because I'm just kind of going off the top of my head right now. But you had your team in the Super Bowl with a lead 3 or 4 years ago. There is no excuse for how your team is playing right now. No excuse for how your team is playing right now. You were a head coach in the NFL. They built a brand new stadium for you. And here you are, blowing leads, losing to teams that you should beat. By a possession, by 2 possessions. Blowing huge leads. Your team's not being able to recover an onside kick. I'm happy for my boys, but they should be 0-4 right now. Well, they won today, but we'll get into that in a little bit. 0-3, whatever. These Atlanta Falcons, boys, they are struggling. They will continue to struggle. On the other side of the ball, the Carolina Panthers, they looked extremely well. Teddy Bridgewater played his ass off. Robbie Anderson, the free agent that they signed from the New York Jets, Jets, Jets. He never saw a stat line like this, or didn't see it very often. I'm going to take the never back, because I'm a big fantasy guy myself, and I've seen Robbie Anderson be able to put up games like this. 8 catches for 112 yards. Did fall short of a touchdown, but that's a hell of a game. A guy that I was extremely high on coming into the season, DJ Moore, has been seeing the targets all season long, but has just not produced the fantasy value that you expect. But today he did 4 catches, 93 yards, and 1 touchdown, guys. But these Atlanta Falcons, boy, these Atlanta Falcons are struggling, guys. They are absolutely struggling. But I'm excited to see moving forward. I would not be surprised. Today is Sunday, October 11th. You're going to be watching this evening or Monday or Tuesday or whatever day you're watching it. I'm just thankful that you're watching. But Dan Quinn, 99.99% chance that this guy absolutely loses his job this week. I would put my money on it, and I've probably only got about $55 to my name, but call it 110, boys, because I'll put every cent into that if I was a betting man, for sure. But that did it for the noon slate, guys. Going into the midday slate, Miami Dolphins taking on the San Francisco 49ers. If you're new to the channel, guys, I don't know if you're new to the channel, but back in June, 2 or 3 months ago, I was on the show with Tanner. So if you're new to the channel, you don't know who Tanner is. But if you've been following the channel for a while, you do know who Tanner is. Tanner and I sat right here in this same room, and we were talking about the NFC standings and playoff predictions and all that stuff. All the preseason mumbo jumbo. And my bold take was that the San Francisco 49ers would not make the playoffs this year, guys. My bold take was that they would not make the playoffs this year. Now, this, of course, was before all the injuries that happened to their defense, in their secondary, on their defensive line, in the core of their defense. And I'm not a guy that's going to say, oh, man, I knew it, only because of the injuries. Now, there's going to be a lot of you say, oh, yeah, we're only not making it because of all the injuries. No, guys. Your defense absolutely carried you to that Super Bowl. It only takes 1 year for NFL teams to be able to figure all that out. Now, you guys are off to a really rough start, the San Francisco 49ers. Off to a really rough start. Like I said, you've had a lot of injuries, but I don't think that it would have been any different had you stayed healthy. The Miami Dolphins flew across the country to California, to San Francisco, to play you guys at home, and they kicked your ass 43-17, guys. The struggles for the San Francisco 49ers continue to happen week in and week out. You're talking about a quarterback in Fitzmagic who goes down there, 22 of 28, 3 touchdown passes on the day, guys. 3 touchdown passes on the day. You definitely cannot expect to win a football game like that, guys. Meanwhile, Jimmy Garoppolo is getting pulled out after his first game back off of injury, is getting pulled out of the game from what they're saying. What they're saying is a situation where they just wanted to keep the guy healthy. He was taking a lot of big shots because the Miami Dolphins found out he could not move a whole bunch after coming off that injury. They started blitzing his ass, and they started hitting him and pressuring him on every time he was dropping back to throw a pass, it seemed like. Every time he dropped back to throw a pass. Now, the San Francisco 49ers, they're coming off of their easiest part of their schedule. Pretty close to the easiest part of their schedule. They have lost, I don't know exactly how many games. 3 games? 3 games now. I believe they're 2-3. Not 100% sure. I'm coming off the top of the head with this, guys. So just forgive me, okay? Forgive me. Don't roast me too much. But the San Francisco next games are the Los Angeles Rams, who are tough. The New England Patriots, who are extremely tough. The Seattle Seahawks, who are extremely tough. The Green Bay Packers, who are extremely tough. And the New Orleans Saints, who, guys, are extremely tough. These San Francisco 49ers have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks ahead of them that if injury was the worst thing that could come to mind, man, it's going to be a rough next several weeks for these San Francisco 49ers if they don't pull it together, guys. Rough rough next several weeks, guys. Moving on, guys. The game of the night that I was so excited for, and like I said, if you're following all my social medias, you saw that I posted a video about this game, the Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns. The Browns did end up taking this game 32-23, and guys, the Cleveland Browns are 4-1. 4-1. Like I said earlier, I'm 26 years old. I cannot remember the last time that the Cleveland Browns were even in the conversation of division, making the playoffs. Like, these are all things that weren't in the same sentence for the Cleveland Browns as long as I can remember. Playoffs, conference, competitors, guys, just all the way around. And the Browns just might have figured it out. It's Coach Stefanski, the offensive coordinator the head coach for the Cleveland Browns, was the offensive coordinator last year for the Minnesota Vikings. He really seems to have figured it out, guys. He really seems to have figured it out. These guys run the ball, pass the ball. Now, again, if you have been following the channel, you know I'm not the highest on Baker Mayfield. But the way Coach Stefanski has this team playing, Baker just has to make just enough happen. Make just enough plays to keep drives going, put us in manageable situations where we could run the ball on third and short, set us up in second and mid, give us a chance to run the ball on third down to pick up a first down, play actions. Reverse touchdown passes to Odell Beckham Jr. in the back of the end zone. I know that was last week, but I'm saying, guys, he's got this thing figured out, and their defense is playing well, guys. Their defense is playing good enough. Myles Garrett is playing absolutely out of his mind. Myles Garrett is on another level. It's like he hit Mason Rudolph in the head with his freaking helmet, right? And he's just like taking his game to a whole nother level. It's like that's exactly what he needed in order to just take that next jump up in the talent that this kid has. It's absolutely unbelievable. Dearness Johnson running the ball like a man, a guy that was pretty much jobless, not in the NFL just a couple of years ago. Kareem Hunt running the ball like crazy. A former rushing leader, guys, for the Kansas City Chiefs, is now the backup running back for the Cleveland Browns. Nick Chubb was out of this game with an injury. But they look really good doing it, guys. Their team looks really good. They took up another 3-1 team, Indianapolis Colts, who are now 3-2. But overall, guys, Phillip Rivers is not the move for these Indianapolis Colts, guys. He is not the move. This guy has zero mobility to him. Absolutely zero mobility. It is absolutely crazy to see these teams continue to use these quarterbacks who cannot move. We're even seeing it with Tom Brady. These guys get into situations where they're forced to have to be mobile. You can't expect your line, especially nowadays with the athletic ability of some of these defensive lines, that you're going to be able to stand in the pocket, sit in the pocket, have a lot of time on your hands. Tom Brady does get the ball out fast, but I feel like Phillip Rivers gets into a situation where he's just not able to make quick decisions, guys. Just overall extremely disappointed with the way that the Indianapolis Colts played. But in my opinion, a lot of it goes out to Phillip Rivers. He's just not able to do the things, extend plays like he needs to this day and age to be able to keep a successful team. We saw it last year with the Los Angeles Chargers. Every video I came, if you're new, you don't get this, but every video I feel like I was just bashing Phillip Rivers, bro. Go hang out with your kids, man. It is fine. You're an old-ass dude, and it is totally okay, man. It is okay. We respect you, Phil. We respect you. But he's just not the move, Indianapolis. And for you Colts fans out there, man, I'm disappointed that they didn't run away with this game, and you guys should be too. And I think it all boils down to who's at quarterback for you guys. And y'all didn't draft one. I hope you guys consider, highly consider first, second round at quarterback. I mean, why not? Why not? Look at how Justin Herbert's playing. Look at how Joe Burrow is playing. Why not, guys? Why not? Even those guys, just because they're young, they can run around. Just because they're young. You think Joe Burrow is going to be able to run around like that all his career? I doubt it. You think Justin Herbert is going to be able to maneuver around? Even Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to move around like that? I don't think so, but I think that they give you 5 or 6 years. I think that they could give you 5 or 6 years of running around like that. And that's 5 or 6 years more than Phillip Rivers is going to be able to do it. I promise you that. So I hope you guys go for a quarterback, man. That offensive line is too young and too good. What's going to end up happening to y'all is the same thing that happened to the Dallas Cowboys when they had the great O-line. Tyron Smith healthy, Ronald Leary, Travis Frederick when he was healthy, Zach Martin, Lyle Collins when he was healthy. You guys got Zach Martin. You guys have Quentin Nelson and all the other boys. Hungry to win, hungry to do what you guys need them to do. And Phillip Rivers is just not going to get you guys to the promised land. I promise y'all that. Moving on to the last thing that I wanted to talk about, guys. I wanted to save this for last, man. So you could tell, decked out Dallas Cowboy attire. If you're new to the channel, you don't really know this, but die-hard Dallas Cowboy fan. If you've been here for a while, you know, die-hard Dallas Cowboy fan. Extremely disappointing season that we've had. Not the season that we wanted. I knew it was going to be a little bit of a slow start. We didn't have any preseason. Mike McCarthy, the new head coach. Dak Prescott's contracts going on. All the back and forth, hoorah, hoopla, man. That's been going on just all off season. And we get off to a terrible start. I'm sick every week. I don't even want to watch these boys. They're terrible. Their defense is terrible. My guy, DeMarcus Lawrence, just not making plays. Letting a guy, Aldon Smith, who's been out of the league 4 or 5 years, make all the plays. He's just making all the plays, guys. Our secondary, horrible. Our linebacker, Jalen Smith, who we just signed to a contract, looking subpar through 4 or 5 weeks. Subpar. DeMarcus Lawrence, like I said, looking below average coming into this week. And then I've been seeing a whole bunch of Dak sucks. Put in Andy Dalton. We need another quarterback. Guys, that's bullshit. That's absolutely bullshit. Dak does what he's asked. Dak absolutely does what he's asked, guys. And this guy's had his back up against the wall since he came into the league. Wasn't expected. Tony Romo went down. Wasn't expected to perform well. What did he do? Blew all expectations out of the water. What did he do the next year? Blew all expectations out of the water. What did he do the next year? Blew all expectations out of the water, guys. And we're talking about with a mediocre, below average, subpar coach in Jason Garrett. And now we got a high caliber coach, a guy who is a quarterback whisperer, a guy who's seen Brett Favre, and a guy who's seen Aaron Rodgers, and a guy who's seen a whole lot of that top caliber type of quarterback. Comes into the office and it's super excited to be able to work with our quarterback, Dak Prescott. And to see what happened to him today rips my heart out for the kid, man. The kid has been trying to get a contract over and over and over. A part of me feels like, man, Dak just has not played the same. He used to put the team on his back. He used to make plays. I was at the playoff game in Dallas versus the Seahawks where the guy just tucks the ball and runs for 20 yards, picks up the first down, seals the fucking game for us, guys. I was there seeing him do that. And over these last couple of years, I just feel like, man, why isn't he playing hard? I feel like he just doesn't do that anymore, man. He doesn't put the team on his back anymore. And it's because of this, guys. It's because of this. The money, guys. The money. What type of luxury does he have? He has no luxury right now, guys. He's getting paid a little over $30 million this year, one time. And this guy just suffered an injury that he may never either A, come back from, which is the absolute worst thing that could happen to this kid, is that he never comes back from this injury. Never comes back from it, guys. Never. The kid is my age. He's 25, 26. Hell, I don't know. The kid may never come back from this. B, he comes back and he's below what he was. And for all of you haters out there, I don't even know what to say to you guys. I don't even know what to say to you guys. We're looking at a guy who it's not his fault that they signed Ezekiel Elliott to a several million, way overpaid running back contract that he should never be in. This kid runs at a high 5%, and he has been running at a high 5% for the last 2 years, Ezekiel Elliott, and that's the guy that we signed to a big contract. That's the guy we're okay with signing, and we're okay with signing DeMarcus Lawrence, who, like I said, is below average, subpar. Not your ordinary DeMarcus Lawrence. Sign him to a big contract. I need these guys. We need these guys to step it up, man. I know this keeps going down behind. I'm going to keep it lit up, man, because I'm lit for this kid's comeback. I'm lit, and I'm so high on Dak Prescott coming back and doing what he needs to do for this organization. I hope that this doesn't jeopardize anything that he has accomplished. I hope this doesn't jeopardize his future with the Dallas Cowboys, his contract negotiation that this kid has been grinding his ass off for. I hope to see the kid come back, and I hope to see him at 200%. Just to show all of you guys what the kid's capable of. He's been up against a lot. His mom passed away at a young age. His brother committed suicide. He opened up all about his anxieties and fears and all that stuff. People laughed at him. People mocked him. They're human beings too, fellas. They're human beings too, man. And we got to understand that. Social media nowadays has us wrapped around this whole concept of, yeah, let's tag this guy. Let's talk shit about this guy. We tag him. He'll see it. They see it every day, guys. Every day. Imagine being a kid growing up for wherever, whether you grow up in a small town, whether you grow up in the city, and you make it to the NFL, man. You're excited. You're excited. You start off, your first several games are immaculate, man. Blow all expectations out of the water. The next year, you suck. The next year, you absolutely suck. You lose one game, you suck. You lose 2 games, you suck even more. Dak has faced every bit of adversity that the state of Texas, that the United States, that America's team has put the pressure on him to be. And he's been everything that we can ask for. Because we signed Ezekiel Elliott to a big contract and we only run his ass 12 to 15 times a game for 30 fucking yards is beyond me. It's beyond me, guys. And I'm sorry for my profanity making this video, but I'm pissed off and I'm sick and tired of seeing these Dallas Cowboys play like this, and I hope that Coach McCaffrey is able to turn this shit around. I hope he's able to turn it around. I hope something lights a fire in your ass. I saw you run that touchdown today, throwing up the 4. I hope you're hungry the rest of the season. I hope you go out and get it the rest of the season because you've got a lot of room and a lot to make up for. DeMarcus Lawrence, I hope you're hungry all season long too. Alden Smith, I hope you're hungry. Jalen Smith, I hope you're hungry. All of you guys, man, I hope y'all are hungry. I hope y'all are ready to take on the rest of the season because we still got a chance to wrap up this division. And that's all I got to say about that, man. That's all I got to say about that. Week 5, man, in the books. Sunday Night Football probably on already. Don't really know. I've just been pissed off about this whole thing. But it's in the books, man. It's in the books. Going to be a great game tonight. We'll kind of be on standby to what happens tomorrow. I believe there might be a game on Tuesday too, so I'll let you guys know. I'll continue to keep you guys updated on that whole thing, man. But thank you guys so much again for joining the channel. Thank you for following the channel. If you enjoy the content, please let your friends know, let your family know, let your mama, daddy, sister, brother, uncle, niece, nephew, whatever know that this is your place to get caught up on all of the sports talk and all of the NFL talk. My name is Lawrence, a.k.a. Law, and this is The Catch. Peace.